Hello. Welcome. That's weird. Mine still says. This is so cool.
Wow, you're gonna get some back feed there.
I'm watching myself live. Okay, let me mute it.
Hi everyone. Let's see who's on tonight. Hi Carrie. Hi Diana. Elaine, how are you tonight? April.
Welcome.
Hi Beverly. Carrie. Patsy. Jen, how are you tonight? Karen. Janice. Patsy.
Feels kind of naked without a sewing machine.
I finished mine this weekend and came
Iron.
out. So, oh, great. Okay. Jackie. Lana. Jody, how are you tonight? Hi, Karen.
Send
Hi,
those
Cindy.
pictures. Send those pictures of those quilts when you get them finished.
Yeah.
Send them to support@quiltershq.com.
Hi, Julie. How are you?
So we've got an interesting show for you tonight. It's favorite tools. Favorite tools time. What was that show?
It's tool time, but, you know.
Wait, no copyright infringement.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, Donna. How are you in Cheyenne tonight? Hope you're doing
Welcome.
well also. Yeah, so, Joan, who are we?
We are Quilters HQ, Windmill Sewing Center, and Sewing Machines Express. The websites are quiltershq.com, windmillsewingcenter.com, and QHQ2.com. And we have announcements first. Grand opening is going to be August 12th and 13th, 10 to 5. You won't want to miss it. And we'll probably
And have
go live
some
that
fun.
day too,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, yeah.
We are going to be
Have some
closed the
fun.
20th and 21st for floor restoration. I can't wait because then we get to hang all of our stuff up on the walls. And
Yeah, we haven't been able to hang our stuff up. It's driving me crazy.
it is. Every time I look at the floor, I'm like, oh, I can't wait.
Like more quilts on the walls. And...
Just come ask Vicki because she'll be like, oh, she says it like 100 times a day. Kimberbell Club at Windmill Sewing Center is June 11th from 10:30 to 12:30. It's $25, and it is a collage applique. I think it's a tea towel, but it's cute. I love that stuff. It's so cute.
Yeah,
We should think about that. Doing a class.
that sounds good.
We could do that.
So the glint in your eye.
I have an idea.
Sounds like there's a...
If I don't write it
class
down, it'll never
coming up.
happen. So somebody make a note. Bernina's Serger event. This is here. That one is August 16th. Great event. They're making a bolster pillow, which, you know, they're great. They're okay. But, you know, you learn a lot of new skills.
Joan, we need to stop and do a sound check and
Okay.
a video check on YouTube and Facebook. So
Okay.
a couple of viewers saying that there might have been an issue with Facebook. So we just want to make sure that we're broadcasting.
All right. Let me know. Can you hear me okay? Can you see me? Am I like out of sync or, you know, what was that? Max Headroom? You don't remember Max Headroom. You got to go look that up, Molly.
Maybe
Hi,
try
Jackie, how are you?
to refresh the page.
Refresh your page.
Sometimes that works.
Yep.
Yeah.
Close some of those other windows. So that's me. I have like 20 windows open. I'm like, why is my PC so slow? Can't imagine. I got 12 apps running. And so anyway, Bernina's Serger event is in August 16th, 9 to 4 at Quilters HQ. A lot of new techniques for that. So more information. It's $99. The educator is Nancy Bednar from Bernina, and you can call us to register. I think you can go online to register for this one too. Chain stitch framing, serger lace edging. I mean, those kind of skills you can use everywhere because, you know, wouldn't shorts be cute with just like a little ruffle on the bottom? I think so. I could work that.
Ruffle shorts,
Yep.
spam calls. It's live.
It is spam. That's all I get anymore is spam calls. So let's Surge again. I think we're almost finished with that one. We're doing it again, August 20th to October 8th. So this is perfect. If you come to the Serger event and you buy a Serger, you can sign up for the Let's Surge class and reinforce some of the skills you'll learn. That one is $120. It's 8 classes. Everybody who has taken that class is absolutely loving it. Do we have a question, Robert?
I said something about how come we're moving. How come moving? Not sure
Nope.
what that.
We already moved.
Yep. We don't want to do that again.
No.
Hey Amber, how are you tonight? Hey Mrs. Cranford.
Beginning quilt piecing, September 9th through the 30th. That one's at Quilters HQ, $60 with Stephanie Dodson. I believe our educators are going to be at the grand opening too, so you get to come meet them. Beginning quilting with the walking foot, October 7th through the 28th, again with Stephanie Dodson. So you could just take one class, make your beginning quilt, and finish it with the walking foot. I think this
Hey Sandy.
through. Table Runner Club, June 9th from 10:30 to noon, $25 per class. I think I have a sample. It says I have a sample. AccuQuilt Club, June 16th, 2022. Oh, Robert's going to get the sample. AccuQuilt Club is a new project, and we are taking sign-ups. There's 2 places to sign up for that one, so you can sign up for pattern only, or you can sign up for pattern and a kit. And that is on the website. It's $10 for either one. The kit cost is going to vary per month. We're going to try to do that project in 8 months, and it'll be fun. So, Robert took off. So we're doing a show on my favorite tools, and I'm going to tell you why they're my favorite tools. We do have them in the store. Some of them we have limited quantity.
I didn't find the sample, sorry.
Okay. And so I picked out a whole bunch of stuff, and Robert picked out one.
Well, you know.
It was his first thing that I gave to him, and he's like, well, what do I need to know about quilting? And I'm like, well, color.
Hi, Barb.
Everybody needs to know about color, but, you know, it's this illusion in quilting that color is what trips everybody up, and all you really need is one of these, a color wheel. And I always joke and say Van Gogh taught me everything I know about color, because it's kind of true. So Van Gogh used a triad in most of his paintings. So think about Starry Night had blue, yellow, and orange. And those are the orange, including like browns. Those are the 3 colors in that painting, and it's his most famous painting. And it's gorgeous. I never got to see it in person, but, you know, posters. So, Robert's favorite tool is the color wheel. And these sell for $8.99. And so this literally, he's waiting for to get his desk in place, but literally he has this up over his desk. So, and it's a good thing for me too, because then I can just look up. I think I have the color wheel memorized. I don't, not so much. Sometimes it's good to have this. And so when you're playing with color, so I grabbed some of our fat quarters.
The other Joan's in the house.
Hey, Joan.
And Mississippi's in the house now too. Welcome,
Mississippi.
Patsy.
Patsy. So when you're working with color and you have a color wheel, and so say somebody gifted this to you and you're like, oh gosh, what do I do with this? This is like almost neon orange. So there's lots of these shapes on all color wheels. So if you point, it's kind of this color. It's kind of fits in there. So if you point your arrow towards this color, the color wheel will tell you what colors you can use with it. You can always go opposite on the color wheel. That's why we have red and green Christmases. So if I slide my color wheel all the way over here, this has multiple layers. So if I slide my color wheel all the way over here to green, its opposite is red. And that's why those colors look so good together. Blue and yellow, purple and green, opposites on the color wheel, and they always look good together. So if somebody gifted you some orange, not red orange, actual orange, and you have a color wheel, you'll know that you need to pair it up with some blue. And those will look really good. So what if I want more than a 2-color quilt? So then you have this little triangle here. So if I'm pointing my arrow at orange, I also know I can do blue-green. Let me see if I can find a blue-green in here. So orange, blue-green. Let's pull this one out and put in blue-violet. Blue-violet. Yep, that kind of works. And so then those colors go really good together. But what if you want more colors than that? So you can set, see if I can find another one of those orange ones. Nope. Just the one. So if you wanted to do more colors, you have a wider triangle. So you can pair this orange with this green. It's not quite in there, but I think that one's pretty close. And you can also go with violet. And then these colors work together. And if you wanted to do 4, there's 4. It will tell you you can do this kind of, yep, that works. This yellow. And if I come over here, I could put pink with it. This is where you start getting into some of the more advanced colors. So if I'm pointing it at,
Hi, Carol.
can they see this okay? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So if I'm pointing at orange, any comments, any questions so far? And do you like this content? This, what we're talking about here, how these color wheels work. So these boxes that are drawn on there will tell you what colors to use with your just so unusual color. Because I don't think really people come in the store and buy, I'm looking for orange. I don't think I've ever heard that. But yet we have it. So then what do we do with it? So if you wanted more colors, so you wouldn't normally think, okay, I'm going to put this lime green, pink, and let me find, you can put a violet. Let me see if there's one in here. Not quite. Maybe in the other one. Kind of just this lavender color. More selection. Perfect.
Ask for a bucket of fabric.
And then the other one is the green. So we've got orange,
Hi,
pink,
Carol.
green, another darker green. So let's find one. Nope, that's a little bit too blue. Still a little bit too. How about that one? That one. And so we started off with one color, and then we went to all the way up to 5 colors. And so if you look at all of these colors, you wouldn't normally pick these out, but if you sew these into a block, it will be pleasing because it follows this geometry on the color wheel. And smarter people than me, and painters I guess, a little more creative, have figured out that these are complementary and they just work together. So this is Robert's favorite tool. But if we go back, so all of these will work together. It works with those. It works with those. And it works with this one. Color wheel is your friend. And this is my favorite. This is actually a painter's color wheel. And this was actually out of my sewing room, and I gave it to Robert because I'm like, well, color. You need to learn color if you're going to work in a quilt shop.
We were, I think, you know, I think it started that we were like, oh, we're going to paint the bedroom or something, or we're going to paint something. And then she was like, well, do you like that color? I'm like, oh, I don't know if it really goes with that. So for me, that's a little more helpful. And I think you told me in yellow, look, a little yellow goes a long way.
A little yellow goes a long way.
probably for most of the base, the main colors, a little bit goes a long way.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want a completely purple bedroom.
But yellow and purple look great together.
Right, like with accents and stuff. So if you look at it, it made it a little easier. Oh, you know, that's pleasing and it goes together and it fits. So, but I haven't memorized that color wheel at all. But it's nice to have.
I'll give you one piece of homework.
I know. Robert failed his homework, doggone it.
It does have some extra stuff on the back of this one. So, like, if you are an artist and you're mixing colors, it will tell you, okay, if you have blue, adding red makes purple. So,
well, I think that's good to note in general.
It is good to know, and, you know, add it because it has the base colors here along the top. And so, if you add to any of these colors, so it'll kind of tell you what you're going to get. But for us quilters, this is the side that really matters. And these are only $8.99. And I cannot tell you how many people that says, no, I can't quilt because I don't get color. Every color I put together doesn't work. Well, here's a tool that solves that problem. So.
And I think a lot of people will carry them with them. You know, they go to the fabric store and it's like, you know, it's great to get opinions on how things are going to go together, but it's nice to have that color wheel so you can kind of match up as you're going through the shop. And it's like, oh, I've got this piece of fabric that I want to match up, and I want to, you know.
And when people come in or customers come in and they're asking me, well, I've got this quilt, and what do I use for a border? I want the border to complement. I want it to offset. Or what should I use? What color should I use for binding? I am always thinking about this color wheel in my head. $8.99. Comment, make it mine. Color wheel. And you can have one too. It's an awesome tool.
And they make smaller ones. They make, you know.
Yep.
So, but a great tool to have. So that's why it's my favorite.
That's why it's your favorite. It's a good
Answer
tool.
the tough questions.
Answer the tough questions.
Well, does this look good with this? And
is it going to work? I think that's the question, is if I put these two colors together, is it going to work? If you can find it on the color wheel, I mean, opposite's always easy. Even the triangles are always easy. It's when you start getting into these and these that it kind of gets a little bit weird with color. But as long as you're staying within these shapes, these geometric shapes of your color wheel, it's always going to work. And so people will tell you, oh my gosh, that's a beautiful quilt, and this is why. So,
now, how does that work with, say, the batiks?
So you find the main color in a batik.
Okay.
Right? So the main color of this is kind of this lavender. They would call it, like if you found it on the color wheel, I would say the main color of this is this red violet. And so if I were to point my wheel at this color, I'm going to want to mix green in with it. I do. So let's grab a couple. So, not quite. So that's more of a grass green. But if we go opposite and we can pull out, so this color, the main color on this one is kind of this.
Kind of matches that, yeah.
Yellow. Those are going to work well together. If you're going opposite. Now if you want to put more colors in there, so all you got to do is keep your arrow pointed at this purple, and okay, I'm going to go with turquoise. Well, they've kind of done that for you. They put turquoise in it, in the fabric. And if you go just the other opposite, you get kind of this yellowy orange right in here. It's kind of a little bit more green, but it kind of does have that yellowy kind of color. batiks are good at doing that. So this one, they've gone completely opposite, blue and yellow. This one is more of a complementary color, split complementary. And so this one, you actually are upside down. So if you point your wheel at this purple, because this is kind of a red violet, or you could almost say it's a blue violet too, and look at the split complementary colors, it follows this whole color range right here. And hold it up, and yeah, hold it up over the color wheel. You can see that all of those colors are in this fabric.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're using a batik like this, right, and you want to know, okay,
Hi, Linda.
what can I put with this color? So you can take your color wheel, and it has all of these colors in it, and just spin it. So if you want to highlight the blue violet, you're going to bring in yellow orange. Or you can bring in this blue green teal, or red violet. Yeah, that works too. And use those colors, and probably navy. So you could put those colors with this, just using the color wheel. So find your main color, and you can identify, like with this one, it's pretty easy to identify they went opposite on the color wheel. This one they did complementary colors. This one is really monochromatic. And then this one, if we do the same comparison on this one, so if we find our base color is kind of this kind of violet color.
Hey, Peggy.
It's like right here and right there. They probably did a split complementary color on that one too. So if I pointed at that one, am I going to find red, which I don't. So they didn't do a split complementary. So yeah, they kind of did. It's got this pink color in it, and then the other one is this violet purples, which are right here. So these are along this line right here. So if you want to find out what color is going to go with it, you can always go opposite, and then you can start making your triangles, your larger triangles, to find out what's going to go with it. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, I think so. Sandy, I think this is a sentiment for a lot of people, is for me selecting the fabrics for a quilt project is the most difficult challenge. So you need a tool like this to kind of help you.
Yeah.
Hi, Cheryl. How are you?
So, yeah, I mean, you come into quilt shops and you're like, oh, what do I put with this? And they make it look so easy.
Color wheel will help you. Yeah.
Color wheel will help you. And so that's how I do it. Back on the shelf. Okay.
Well, thanks.
Any more questions about color? I'm Robert's
Showcase
favorite
my
tool. Yeah.
Hi, Linda. How are you?
Okay, favorite tools. Let's start with this one. And we may have to order more of this. So this is 1-inch fusible craft and quilt grid. And I do like this one, this particular one, because if you measure it over the length of the bolt, it truly is 1 inch. And so sometimes we've ordered them and returned them because they were not. They didn't hold the true 1 inch all the way across the fabric. And so I'm measuring this one, and it is. So you're like, well, what do I do with this, and why do I need grid fabric? So with this, you can use 1-inch squares, 2-inch squares, 3-inch squares, 4-inch squares, and just fuse it. This is a fusible product, and we can do a demo of this maybe at another show.
Okay.
So this is a fusible product. You just iron your squares on, and then where those seams are, you just kind of fold it. It doesn't work for, if you were doing offset squares, where it only works for straight line piecing. So think 9 patch, 25 patch, that. hashtag quilt that we did recently, the block, that would work for this too. But, so, who else loves cross stitch? And you can get all of these little cute sayings in cross stitch. You can cut out 1-inch squares to match those shapes on the cross stitch, fuse it to this, sew it together, and you've got this really cute cross stitch pattern that you've done in quilt fabric. Quilt it,
Very
and
cool.
you get 1/2-inch squares, because you know, if you have 1 inch, they're pretty small squares. You don't really want to piece that stuff. So this is one of my favorite products. It sells for, well, the rest of this is $5.53 a yard, and it is double folded, so you get quite a bit. So 1 yard will get you a decent sized wall hanging if you're following a little cross stitch pattern, and I've done it. I gave it away though, or I would have it here to show you. But maybe we can do another one. I can find a real simple one and we can do one. So comment, make it mine, 1-inch grid. And I would say a yard will probably do. And so there's probably 4 or 5 yards on here. Fun project, great for a young person. So you can use your AccuQuilt to cut out those 1-inch squares, goes really fast. And that's a fun project. Okay. And of course, you know, our...
You got like a shopping cart there, John.
I do.
She was wandering around like with a shopping cart there.
I do. Of course, the doohickey made it. This is his favorite tool. It's right
Donna
next to my
already
sewing
posted
machine.
right on there. That was one of her favorites.
Comment, make it mine. Doohickey, $7.99. Must have for piecing, because you just go right over your seam, saves you from walking to the ironing board. Quilter Select rulers. I have my favorites, and it's these two. And you're like, Joan, those are so small. But let me borrow a bolt of fabric real quick. Oh, this is cute. Didn't see this come in. So with the this is the 13 by 12 ruler. I typically, and I do like the 3.5 by 18 ruler, but with this one, so since I use AccuQuilt, I'm usually cutting strips. So I take my width of fabric, which is already fold it in half again, and then I can just rotary cut this across here without having to go way out here, because you know, the older I get, I'm losing like muscle mass in my shoulders. I guess I could lift weights or something, but I'd rather just sew and find ways to deal with getting older. So this is one of my ways. Fold the fabric in half like this, and since I use AccuQuilt again, because I don't like rotary cutting, I can just use this one. This one doesn't take up a lot of room on your cutting table. This is the 3.5 by 12, and it is $25.99. Is that right? Oh, they had a price increase. Of course.
I didn't say it this time, John. You know, no one called you today to tell you.
I'm like, they used to be lower, but $25.99.
Shipping crazy.
Comment, make it mine. This is a must-have. So, you know, if you're using AccuQuilt and you're using this ruler, this is a long way to go with your rotary cutter. Much easier to do it this way. My other favorite is the 4.5-inch square. I do so much with AccuQuilt and the cubes, and you can just set it down. We don't have one open, but these actually grip your fabric. And so when you're squaring them up, you can just set it down and then just spin the ruler and trim like little edges off, or, you know, places you didn't quite sew straight. So it happens to me too. 4.5 is a good size, easy for me to hold down, spin. So these two, out of all of the Quilter Select rulers, these two are my favorite. So I wanted to share those with you. This one is $17.99 for the 4.5, and then that leaves me to one other tool.
And Carrie, can you check on that if they have those down there? I think they do.
In Springfield?
The doohickey.
The doohickey, I'm pretty sure
Pretty sure they do.
Or you can just order one here and we'll... Are we going down Friday? Or...
I don't know.
Soon. We are going again soon. This is the Quilter Select ruler handle. This is not for holding your ruler down. Like you see some of those, they're actually tile pullers or window glass pullers. You see the people that have the handle that's stuck to their ruler. That's intended for that. It's intended to stick to a flat surface and then you can grip with it. So they carry windows with it, you pull floor tiles with it, all kinds of fun stuff. This is not that. This is so you can pick up your ruler really easily without having to mess up your block, because when you're working with the smaller rulers, this handle is just great because you can hold on to the handle and adjust when you're trying to square up the block where to put the ruler. These are $6.99 and you only need one, so you can just move it from ruler to ruler to ruler, so whichever one you're using, and they work pretty well. And it does have a little kind of tab so that when you want to take it off and move it to another ruler, you can just kind of pull up on it and it comes unstuck. So my favorite rulers out of the Quilter Select. I'll keep this out just in case I need another.
Some more fabric?
Some more fabric to demo with. This is really cute. Whose is this?
It complements your blue shirt.
Oh, it does.
Mine.
There's the color wheel right there with blue and black.
Yellow. So, yeah, opposite on the color wheel. So that's why it works.
So it works in everything.
How fortunate. Yeah, it works in fashion too. Trust
So,
me, they know.
If you see a whole bunch of people out there holding a color wheel up next to their house trying to figure out which one they're going to paint, that would be me.
That would be you. So straight tailors all. And you're like, I'm not a tailor. True.
Maybe.
Maybe. This one is $5.75. Comment, make it mine. Tailor's Owl, and it's AWL. I always say it like owl, like in, you know, the hoo-hoo kind. Hoo-hoo. Yeah, that kind. This also makes a great stylus, and really, you can get in there tight. It has a very sharp point on it, and it is sharper than some of the styluses that are on the market. So this is designed for piercing small holes into objects. So you can of course use it for that. Does come with a little cap for the sharp point, but if you're sewing something and you need it to be right up to that seam straight and get it up underneath the needle, this is very helpful. Handy size, easy to find in your sewing drawer, because it has a nice kind of shaped handle on the bottom. It stands out, so it's easy to find. Some of the stilettos, they blend in with your pencils. You can't find it when it's in the drawer. You're like, I know it's here, and you're digging, and then you stab yourself with it. Tailor's All will do the same thing, and this one is $5.75. Okay. Moving on. Everybody loves this one.
That's a good tool.
I think I can get it out without yeah, I can get this out. So this is Floriani's Precision Turning Tool. And the thing that makes it everybody's favorite is one of those ones that you do have to demo. So I'm just going to kind of wiggle this one out. So they truly did think about this one. There's a lot of turning tools out there.
Does not want to come out of there.
It's not coming out. It's really good packaging. Okay, I'm just going to open it. Oh, it's in a plastic. It's taped.
Well, that would do it.
That would do it. So, I'm still taking it out. because I do want to show you the most important thing about this. I can just pull it out like this. Okay, there it is. And there's the tape. So the thing that's never going to happen with this is because it's shaped like a pencil, it's never going to roll off your sewing table. So when you set it down, it's going to stay put, and you don't have to go crawling around on your floor looking for it.
Wow, they think of everything.
I know, right? Robert said, wow, they think of everything. It has a rounded point on the tip, so you don't have to worry about poking your corner completely into a hole. So this is one of my favorite tools, and it is in my sewing room. These are $15.99. Comment, make it mine, turning tool, and we will get one to you. Should we go over the how to buy?
Yeah, we should do that. And there's also new thread of the month, right?
New thread of the month.
So we should cover that. And we do have a giveaway tonight.
Oh, I think I left it on the desk.
On your desk?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, how to buy? How do I buy, Joan?
So comment, make it mine. And if you've shopped with us before, you know how we do this. If you're local, you can pick it up at the store. If you want it shipped, we will email you an invoice with a clickable pay button. And you can pay with a credit card or PayPal, and then we will ship it to you. Shipping over $75 is free. If you buy less than $75, it's $5.99, just a flat rate. If you have not shopped with us before, Robert's holding something up and I'm going, yep, that's it.
Over here, guys.
If you have not shopped with us before, please go to quiltershq.com and register for JoanSews, and that will give us your information so that we can send you the invoice.
Hey, this thing is super cool too.
So Robert thinks we have a super cool giveaway. In order to qualify for the giveaway, you have to comment or
that's it.
Send an emoji or
smash up the like button.
Well, you don't have to do that, but we do strongly encourage it to do all the things with the button: share, like, follow. What's the other one for YouTube? Subscribe. There you go. So appreciate that, but you don't have to do that to be entered. You just have to say hello or something.
That's it.
Okay, this is two sizes. These are awesome possum. These are sewing machine mats. So in serger mats, especially for your serger. So if you've ever been sewing on your serger and it starts bouncing around and moving away from you, this one is the one you want. This one is 15 by 18. Most sergers will fit on this. They show it with a featherweight, but it's just a rubberized mat, sits right on your table and keeps your machine from sliding away as it's doing all of this motion with the needle bar piston. The 15 by 18 is $18.99, and these are a game changer for your sewing machine. Keep it from. We don't want motion in our machine. We don't have to want to chase it across the table.
Well, that might make for interesting embroidery, but
they actually, in some of the newer sergers, they actually started putting suction cups on them so that they actually stick to your table. And I don't know if I'm a fan yet. So, because when I pick it up, it's like stuck, and I'm thinking, oh man, I'm really losing that shoulder strength when it's not. And
hey,
the other size works for sewing machines. This one is 15 by 18s, and this will fit most sewing machines. This one is also $18.99. I thought this was a little more.
I thought the bigger one was.
It's $18.99 today.
Okay, there you go. Have at
So, oh no, it's labeled wrong. It says 15 by 18. 15 by 18. This one is actually 15 by 18, and this one. Oh, that's me. I grabbed two of the same size. There is another size.
So, I mean, you do have some questions on those. And
okay.
Does it dampen the noise, the mat?
Of course it does. So
to a certain extent, right?
Yeah, to a certain, it's not going to make your machine so quieter. But if your machine is vibrating on your table and your table is open underneath, yes, that is going to cut down on the noise. Will you grab this smaller one? Because I grabbed two the same size, 15 by 18. So serger size, and then there's a bigger size as well.
So somebody asked about would that work for the B79, the Burnett?
Yes.
It's a embroidered. So.
Not with the embroidery unit though. So there is a bigger one that Robert's going to go and fetch. So 18 inches is this big. So this is kind of for serger size. Yeah, I think that's the one.
17 by 36.
17 by 36. This one will work with your bigger machines.
Yeah, I mean they even show the
thing
on there. So Burnett is
yeah,
somewhere in that size range. So
this is the one you want for your
thank you, Dana.
Larger machines, your embroider machines. This one is $44.99. It is 17 inches by 36. So it's almost as wide as this one is long.
Right.
So yeah, it does reduce the vibration, all of the noise that's created by your machine hitting the table. These are just wonderful tools.
Yeah, pretty
So,
nice.
and this one is $44.99. Seems like a lot until you use it the first time, and then you're like, oh, why did I wait so long?
I think Amber has a couple of them. She's on here. She might be able to chime in.
So
Amber, that's your cue.
Amber, tell us how much you love it. Two sizes. So comment sewing mat 15 by 18 or sewing mat 17 by 36. And they're just, and hide these from your...
They'll wind up in the garage, I'm telling you right now.
They will.
Amber said she loves hers.
Yep.
Which machine do you have on that one, Amber? Or do you move them around?
Another favorite, pre-wound bobbins. These are class 15. These will work in Janome, Elna, some Jukis, not Bernina, Brother, some Brothers, not all Brothers, because Brother uses a class C bobbin in some of their machines, but I think like the bigger machines use the class 15. We want to spend our time sewing, not winding bobbins. So these are favorite tools too.
Yeah, you gotta enlist some helpers if they gotta wind bobbins.
Yeah.
Amber said she uses it on her Juki, so which would be a little more semi-industrial. It's gonna have a little more, it's gonna be sewing really fast. It's got, so, and that made a huge difference for her. So
serger.
Good.
Your sergers like to walk away from you.
They just make noise in general, right?
And they're noisier. Some are not. And yeah, the TL series, those can be a little bit noisy sometimes. They don't have they have feet. They don't have suction cups, so
they just get flying along and they kind of move around a little bit.
Depending on so I'm always sewing on it with this mat below it, so it doesn't really tend to move around. But on a smooth surface, it might. So these are Quilter Select Class 15. They are $53.99. The bobbins are reusable. And so comment Make It Mine black and white bobbin set, or comment Make It Mine, wow, B41 multicolor. That's what it says, B41 on the back. I'm like, but
so you have to buy it before 1 a.m. or before 1 p.m.?
I don't know. Sometimes you look at stuff that the manufacturers do and you're like,
what does that mean? Yeah.
That was margarita day that day. Okay. More stuff. Bowen. Bowen is my absolute favorite marking pencil. It's chalk. It stays put until you take it out. Washes out really easily with water. They have refills for it that come, I think they have 4 or 5 different colors of the refill. It's a 9mm or 0.9 millimeter chalk. I don't know what to call it. Lead chalk. It's not lead. I guess just chalk, right? That fits inside, and absolute favorite. This one is $14.99, and it's just a mechanical pencil. You just click on it, feeds out, just works like a mechanical pencil. Comes with white. I know they have pink, gray, yellow, and I think it's blue for colors. It's like the primary colors because they'll show up on just about everything else. $14.99, Comet Make It Mine, Bowen, Bohin, mechanical pencil.
Carrie was wanting to note that Twitter Select, I mean, does have a price increase. It starts tomorrow, of course.
Of course.
The world we live in. So.
Buy today.
Amber was saying she has that pencil too. She likes that pencil really well, and she has it in pink. I have white and pink.
White and pink, yeah.
So.
Yeah, my favorite. It leaves a real fine line for marking, so it's a good one. And this one, I chain piece everything I can, and so this is a quick cut thread cutter. Let's open this up. Let's see if we can open it up without destroying the box.
You always make every one of these shows like a Christmas. Open it up. What's in there?
I know.
What's in there?
Well, because it is.
I know.
It's kind of like,
It's fun.
So you just set this one. It's not magnetized. But this one actually has a little dial inside so that, you know, if you sew a lot, you can actually rotate it and always have a sharp point. And I know that you can open it.
So then you can replace the blades in it?
Yep. And it's just a regular, I think it's a clover. Let's open it up. Let's open it up some more. We might have Robert do it.
You can do one more tool, and then we probably ought to go through Thread Club of the Month.
Okay.
And
okay.
a winner, because we do have a giveaway tonight.
Well then, I'm frugal. And so when I do quilts, I like to use this product, seam my, this is Marty's Choice fusible tape, non-woven. And so basically you can tape your batting pieces together to make a quilt batting. So I'm always just grabbing scraps to make the batting for my quilts, and so this is how I do it. It's $13.50 for a roll. One roll has, it's 1 inch by 30 yards, and it works really well. And then once you quilt it, it's not going anywhere. So I'm a fan, and I do use my batting pieces. Comment Make It Mine, Marty's fusible tape. What's the price? And the price is $13.50. Did you get it off?
Mm-mm.
Okay. How about if we break out the instructions?
Probably. It does come out. It does have a magnet on the bottom of it too.
Oh, there's a magnet?
I think so.
Oh, that's
Looks
probably...
like it's a magnet. Or is it just a non-slip?
No, just a non-slip.
Okay. Be really cool if it had a magnet on the bottom too.
That would be. Yep, we're doing it right. It's like you squeeze really hard, and
yeah, it's got a rotary cutting blade in there, right?
Yep, and I'm kind of cautious. You probably have to turn it to the right spot.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering if there's a decoder wheel dial setting that lets you open the magic rotary cutting blade. Anyway,
moving on. Color of the month. In celebration of all the rain that we've had, everything is grass green.
So you could have went two ways. You could have went with the blue or the green. That's cool.
Everything is grass green. This is color 5018. 15% off unless you're in the Thread Club, and then it's 20% off. If you want to join the club, it's $20, and we will owe you a box, little storage box that holds 12 spools. Comes with a spool of white, and then it's thread you purchase to fill it up is 20% off. And of course, Airfill's raising their price too. Currently it's $14.59 or $14.49. I think it's $14.49 a spool. And they're putting them at price too, so you can't sell it for less than, but we're fine. So comment make it mine, color number 5018, and then we will wait for Robert to find our winner. And comment, which of these tools do you like best? Which one do you think that you will enjoy the most? This wheel comes off.
There you go. The
And
magic
then
decoder wheel.
it just lifts off. And so, yeah. So these are some of my favorite tools.
How much is that?
This one is $26.99, and it just uses a regular rotary blade. And then that pops back in and turns and locks it. So pretty cool. I'll fold the instructions up and put it back with this one.
So, did you show the giveaway?
No, it's I can't reach it. Compliments of Moda. It is Sewing is My Happiness, and this is just a little magnetic notepad, and it has just this little adorable sewing machine on it, so you can carry this in your purse and make your lists of things that you need to do, because I know I can't remember anything anymore without a list. Fits right in your purse. These usually retail for, I don't know, $4.99 I think. Compliments of Moda.
Well, it's Jackie A. in Northern Missouri. I don't know her last name, so Jackie, you'll have to
A?
reach out to us.
If you have not shopped with us before, Jackie, please go to quiltershq.com, register for Make It Sew, and we will get this on its way to you. So comment and tell me what your favorite tool was tonight. I know everybody loves this one.
Yeah, that was one. A lot of people like their AccuQuilt, saving them time. A lot of people like, you know, their rotary cutter. Gets them where they want to go. They definitely want a tutorial on the grid.
Okay.
So that was one that was in there.
Yeah. Yeah, this is fun stuff. So, and if you have AccuQuilt, you're unlimited. Christmas wreaths, all kinds of stuff you can do with it. Just lots of fun stuff with that. So, some of my favorite tools. I still have a whole bunch of them over here.
That you use all the time.
That I use all the time. And I have little hooks. I have a pegboard. It's a slat wall board. And I just have little hooks and I just hang my stuff on it so that it's readily accessible. So,
yeah.
Thank you for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
And hope the information was helpful on the color wheel. Robert was adamant that we do the color.
Yeah, I think that was an important one.
Yeah. Color's not, don't be intimidated by color. I mean, worst case scenario, you make a quilt and it's not, you know, with the right colors, it's still going to keep you warm at night.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we haven't had a lot of rain around here in these parts, so definitely carry your galoshes.
Yeah. Yeah, we were in southern Missouri and it was flooding down there. It was starting to flood.
Yeah.
People were talking about having to move their horses and, you know, the water's getting pretty high, so hopefully it's June already. We should be seeing the end of the rain. You know, occasional.
It's a little
rainstorm.
over for this year in these parts anyway.
Yeah.
So. I think that's it for us. Everybody happy sewing, happy quilting.
Have fun. Oh,
Change your needle.
what was the saying? We had fortune cookie. Creativity spells negativity.
Oh, interesting. Yes. Quilters and sewers are some of the most giving people we've ever met.
Yep, absolutely. We love you, guys.
All right. Yeah, Bernadine, she's not getting any rain there in Vegas. Yeah, we'll ship some out to the desert.
Yeah,
So,
well, a
we're
little bit of rain
over
can
here.
go a long way in the
Well,
desert.
that's for sure.
So,
Yeah.
anyway, have fun sewing, and we'll see you next week if we don't see you in the store sooner.
Good night, guys.